What's a bomb cyclone? Hey everyone, it's Rebecca. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I'm feeling a little punchy because we just had technically 63 hours without power, but it was like 4 days of no power, no internet. My house was 49 degrees. And yeah, I think my makeup has thawed. So I just feel like getting ready. I just feel like glamming it up. And I thought, I'm gonna hang out with you, taking off my glasses. I might need them again because I can't read labels at all. I washed my hair and it felt so good. And so you can tell I've got some Velcro rollers in it. Adding my Milk Makeup Hydro Grip. Yes, I always forget what this is called. It's the Hydro Grip Primer, but it is the luminous one. And I love it. Love it. I also love the NYX, the glue. I just call it the glue. I live in the Northwest. I live near Seattle. I actually live on the east side where we are opposite Seattle. We're east of Seattle. And we got what was called a bomb cyclone. Now, I am 52 years old. I have lived here for 7 years, 45 years. I think that term only came into existence in my knowledge about a couple years ago. I have no idea what a bomb cyclone is. It's like a hurricane. Maybe not, like 200-mile-an-hour winds, but it basically wiped out power and it just created mass destruction. My mom also, she lives south from us and she was not in the risk zone. We were, but she lost power first. And I thought, oh shoot, I'm gonna have to head over there, in the morning, and I'll bring her some warm thermoses of hot thermos of tea and stuff like that. And then right as I go to bed, our power goes out. And I was like, doggone it. And I'm thinking, why didn't I make that thermos of tea when I woke up the next morning and it was so dark? And I literally did not have anything prepared. Like, we had candles and flashlights and batteries. We had some firewood. I had some pantry goods, but I was like, I'm really not prepared. This quartz palette from ColourPop, I love this. It's so pretty. It's very cool. Like, normally I don't do something this cool. I usually like the one that's the brew, the coffee one, or the taupe one, but this looks really pretty. So I love these 9-pan ColourPop palettes. I think they are really, really good. My husband and I, we were like, what are we doing? What are we doing? And he had some work stuff to do. And I was like, all right, well, I better go down to my mom's now anyway, and I'll bring her some stuff. And luckily there were pockets of communities that had power. So I was able to stop by and pick up from one of my favorite bakeries, hot coffee. I brought my thermos, I bought a drip coffee, and then I bought us a couple lattes. I got a bunch of baked goods, and I got some sandwiches, and some bananas and apples and things like that. And I hung out with her, and then thankfully a neighbor of hers went into one of her work spaces in an area that had power and took my mom's devices with her to charge. And so that was really helpful. And then my husband, our local church had power. So that's what I mean. It was like pockets of power outage, internet outage. And so not even, maybe like 2 miles from our house, if that, our church had power and internet. And so they were kind of a sanctuary, if you will, for the community. And so he went there to do work. So that was day one. I brought home takeout, and I'm like, this is cool. We got some Duraflame logs, we've got candles, we've got takeout, the pets are cuddling us. We're okay, right? Then we get this notice that we are going to be without power for another 3 days. The despair I felt, because it had been 24 hours, sort of. And I was like, I don't know if I can do this for 3 more days. Like, this is weird. And my mom got the same notice, and she was freaking out. Like, I mean, calmly, you know, but she's just like, oh no, what am I gonna do? 20 minutes after she got that text, her power comes on. And she texts me, and she's like, the power's on. Like, is this for real? And I think she kind of was waiting for it to go back off. Like, she's just sort of, is it gonna stay on? Are they just messing with us? Are they testing something and then they have to turn it off? And then I was like, for real? She's like, for real? And I'm like, oh my God, best news ever. So that was great. And honestly, personally, nothing else mattered. The fact that my mom had power, I was like, I can do this. I can do this, because an 83-year-old woman and my disabled 60-year-old sister being in a cold, unpowered home, I'm like, no, this is not okay for them. I can manage. And so I was so grateful that they got their power first. So that was great. And then the next day, we kind of did the same thing over. This time I go to my mom's for warmth and internet while and then my husband goes back to church and he's doing his work. Oh, by the way, our fence blew over. So he had to go find some supplies at the hardware store to kind of do a quick repair of that, because we didn't want to let our dog out. I mean, you know, we didn't want the dog to get loose. So he did that. He had work calls that he had to still, like, you know, participate in. So he was doing that. Got takeout again, went home, did Duraflame, candles, bottle of wine, some takeout. You know, it wasn't so bad. I used my phone hotspot to stream some shows on my laptop, which was, it just felt like the best thing ever to be able to do that, like to have a little bit of entertainment. That the first night we just like spent hours talking and chatting, and it was like old days of, you know, when you date and you just like have all these long conversations, and I'm like, okay, this is really sweet. And then the next night I'm like, are we gonna do the talking? Because I'm kind of like, I don't want to talk, I just want to watch my shows. And then the next morning, wake up, do the same thing. It's freezing cold. Oh Lord, it was like Groundhog Day. It was like a version of a Groundhog Day, you know, just getting up, doing the same thing over. He goes back to the church, gets work done. I get stuff at the stores that are open. Head to my mom's to power up and warm up. And then he texts me that afternoon and he's like, power's back. And I'm just like, oh God, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me just say, I am not unaware of my privilege. Being able to wait for the power to come on, knowing that power is coming on and I am safe and not in a war-torn area, is like you know, I mean, I was very aware of the atrocities and horrors that are going on in the world in this moment now, even while I still have my comforts. And when I was uncomfortable, I still was safe and privileged and comfortable. So it is not it is not lost on me. I will say this, I'm so grateful to our church for its outreach. It provided a pantry for the grocery store, actually donated items that were about to perish, basically, because grocery stores had to, throw away their freezer contents. My notes just got so red just now. It's something, oh my God. Ooh, I just remembered. I haven't taken my allergy medicine in like several days. Using the CoverGirl. We had an ice storm about 20 years ago, 18 years ago, that knocked out power, and it was bad, and it was freezing cold, and that was bad. So to have no furnace and it's 20 degrees out is a whole lot different than not having a furnace and it's 50 degrees out. Whew, yeah. Anyway, and also, like, I think about the folks on the East Coast who just had the rash of hurricanes, and oh, it's awful. It just, it's at some point in our lives, we're going to experience something, and you hope you're prepared. You hope that the grace of mankind around you is helpful and willing, and that's, So here I am about to host Thanksgiving, and it's not a huge group. I mean, it's like just over a dozen of us. Not bad, but I haven't hosted Thanksgiving in a long time, and I haven't hosted with this side of the family. So I am kind of freaking out. I am so grateful I hadn't done any grocery. Talk about procrastinating working. I have to get rid of all my fridge and freezer contents, and I hadn't done any shopping yet. Because, people buy their turkeys, put them in the freezer, and then thaw them in advance. And I was thinking of that, and I'm so glad I did not do that. Picked up this new highlighter from L'Oreal. It's the Lumi Glow. This looks exactly like the Merit. Does this look exactly like the Merit? Look at that. Oh my gosh, it is. It's really pretty. That is beautiful. I'm going to use the Rare Beauty, the bronzer. I love this. So have you heard about like model versus baby cheek contour? Have you? I don't know. I'm going to do the baby cheek one, which is basically you kind of go like that. Yeah. I don't know. I think we're all just a little bit funny about these trends, I think people are trying really hard for the sake of social media to be the next trend or viral thing. So everyone's just inventing these hacks and methods, and yeah. Anyway, by the way, with Black Friday and Cyber Monday and all that stuff that's starting and is underway, I will link, if any of the products I'm using have any kind of specials or discounts, I will put that in my description box, and I receive an affiliate commission for that. So thank you if you purchase through my link, and I'm just letting you know ahead of time that yeah, so savings for you and a little commission for me, and that's a win-win, right? MCO Beauty, their Charlotte Tilbury dupe. This is the translucent shade. I also want to say something about this MCO Beauty. I love it. It's beautiful. And it is a dupe to the Charlotte Tilbury. However, for drugstore, it's $20. But I want to remind you folks, MCO Beauty is created because buying Charlotte Tilbury and some other things that we are used to on these continents are like 3 times the price for them. So keep that in mind when you are stateside and you're like, I don't understand why MCO Beauty is so expensive here in the States. Well, it's because the idea is for it to be affordable for Australians, because whenever they purchase anything from the States or UK, it's so expensive. Now, it's still cheaper as well for us than the original, but don't think, oh gosh, that's just so expensive for drugstore. Does that, you know, it's all about perspective. Sigma HD Bronze Matte Bronzer in Light, F29 brush. I feel like this is, oops, sorry, got a little carried away. I feel like this is my Sigma, like if Sigma as an affiliate, if they were like, okay, influencers, what's your favorite? This is my favorite. Revlon, this, the Color Stay Multiplayer. I think this is the shade Fortress. It's like this greenish, beautiful olive. I look very bronze. So what I like to do is, hang on, let me just make sure I'm not creasing. So I love this formula and this shade. Look how pretty that is. And because what I do is I dab it on and blend. Ooh, that's really pretty. I like the difference of this quartz shadows to the green liner. I think I'm gonna undo the curlers and I'll come right back. Do I look like a blonde Edna Mode? No capes. What's Up Beauty sent me their new baked blushes. They are gorgeous. They're a terre, as in T-E-R-R-E, earth, and they are from Italy and they are beautiful. This is called Relaxed Roma. Do you see that? So it's a marbled baked blush. This is their Japanese handmade goat hair. It's from uncut, untreated goat hair. Yeah. Now, what you need to know about baked blushes and bronzers is they are poured in a mold that's liquid. So this is the shade. And then they are baked. So they start as a liquid. And so that's how you get the marbling. That's how you just get this, you know, kaleidoscope of color. You get that little bit of pearl. It's beautiful. It's just beautiful. I don't mind if I look rosy or any of that. It's gorgeous. Add the Revlon in this. This is another multi-liner. They have lips and they have eyes, and this is actually intended to be used anywhere on the face. This is the shade Dynamic Doer, and it's a perfect nude. It has a little brush right here. I am going to go back in with that L'Oreal Lumi Stick right here. And right here. This was from my Black Friday video. I think this is such a gorgeous lip oil. I know I haven't put on mascara yet, just a second. Look at that. She is... It's funny. I felt like I was going to do glam, and then this is my version of glam lately. So, baby steps, right? All right, what am I wearing for mascara? Oh, Iris and Romeo Lash Up, also from a holiday set. Hello, hi. Oh, I feel so good. This feels good. This feels good. Oh, yes. Okay, here we are. I feel like I have a hot flash. I feel like this is the makeup that, you know what, you have a hot flash, own it. You know, whatever the trends are with like their boyfriend blush and cool girl and ski slope girl. I don't know. I'm calling this hot flash because I just feel like, you know what? Just here we are. This is it. My hair is probably going to relax. So the shape it's in is the shape it may not still be. But you know what? This gives me ideas for my look for Thanksgiving. It's kind of like, how do you get yourself looking good to look together, but you also have to get the dinner on and not break a sweat in the, well, you're going to break a sweat in the kitchen, but you know, not just like overheat. So I'll let you know how it goes. And also thank you so much to Power and Internet. But for reals, folks, thanks so much for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me. I hope where you are watching this, you are feeling safe and peaceful, and you know that you matter and you are enough, and I appreciate you. And there you go. All right. Thanks so much. I'll see you next time. Bye.